हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू जियोलॉजी कॉन्सेप्ट्स। बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट वीडियो है ये। इसमें हम यूनिट कन्वर्जन्स पे बात करेंगे। वी लुक एट द इम्पॉर्टेंट यूनिट कन्वर्जन्स विच आर इज यूजफुल फॉर गेट एग्जामिनेशन, बिकॉज यूनिट कन्वर्जन के नाम पे हम लोग कई बार बहुत मार्क्स लूज कर देते हैं। उसमें ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं जिसमें हम समझ नहीं पाते कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है, या कन्वर्ट करना ही भूल जाते हैं, तो या कन्वर्ट करने में हमको प्रॉब्लम होती है। तो ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है ताकि आप बेसिक अपने जो यूनिट कन्वर्जन्स हैं उसमें गलतियाँ ना करो। ओके, सो शुरू करते हैं। तो इन दिस वी लुक एट इंपॉर्टेंट यूनिट कन्वर्जन्स ऑफ टाइम, लेंथ, टेम्परेचर, मास, फोर्स, प्रेशर हो गया, वर्क एनर्जी, मोल कॉन्सेप्ट, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिज्म, रेडियो एक्टिविटी एंड मैथ्स टूल्स। मैथ्स टूल्स में वी लुक एट सम लॉग कन्वर्जन्स, राइट। सो शुरू करने से पहले वी लुक एट सम बेसिक्स ऑफ यूनिट कन्वर्जन। बेसिक क्या है यूनिट कन्वर्जन का, कि जैसे कोई भी फिजिकल क्वांटिटी तुम ले लो, जैसे मास ले लो, वॉल्यूम ले लो, डेंसिटी ले लो, कोई भी चीज़ ले लो, हर फिजिकल क्वांटिटी के दो पार्ट तो होते हैं, राइट। वन पार्ट इज कॉल्ड एज मैग्नीट्यूड, राइट। जैसे इफ आई से 2 kg, इन दिस 2 इज द मैग्नीट्यूड एंड kg इज द यूनिट। ओके, सो तो हर जब भी आप कन्वर्ट करो तो मैग्नीट्यूड को अलग देखना है और यूनिट को अलग देखना है, ठीक है। सो जैसे अब एक चीज़, अगर मैग्नीट्यूड और यूनिट की बात करें तो अगर आप यूनिट कम कर रहे हो, जैसे इफ आई गो फ्रॉम किलोग्राम टू ग्राम, तो मेरा मैग्नीट्यूड बढ़ जाएगा, राइट, सो दैट द फिजिकल क्वांटिटी रिमेन्स द सेम। तो अगर मैं 1 kg को ग्राम में कन्वर्ट करूंगा तो वो 1000 ग्राम हो जाएगा। तो kg ग्राम में हुआ तो मैग्नीट्यूड 1 से 1000 हो गया। तो क्योंकि फिजिकल क्वांटिटी हम चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो उतना ही मास, बस उसको दूसरे यूनिट में रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। तो जितना छोटा आप यूनिट करते जाओगे उतनी बड़ी उसकी मैग्नीट्यूड होता जाएगा। जैसे अगर मैं मिलीग्राम में कन्वर्ट करूँ तो आई हैव टू से 1 मिलियन मिलीग्राम इज इक्वल टू 1 kg। ये जितने भी यहाँ ये देख रहे हो यूनिट, ये सबके सब 1 kg ही लिखा हुआ है, वेदर यू राइट इट इन माइक्रोग्राम्स, वेदर यू राइट इट इन नैनोग्राम्स, वेदर इन मिलीग्राम्स और ग्राम्स। इफ यू आर गोइंग डाउन इन द यूनिट, लेट्स से यू गो टू नैनोग्राम्स, देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ जीरोज विद दैट। अगर आप माइक्रोग्राम में जा रहे हो तो इट विल बी बिलियन, 10⁹ माइक्रोग्राम्स इज 1 kg। ओके, तो ये तो पहली चीज़ हुई। और दूसरी चीज़, जब आप कन्वर्ट करते हो यूनिट, व्हेन यू आर कन्वर्टिंग यूनिट, लेट्स से यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट 5 मीटर क्यूब इनटू सेंटीमीटर क्यूब, cc इज सेंटीमीटर क्यूब। तो फोकस ओनली ऑन यूनिट्स, 5 पे हमें फोकस नहीं करना है, यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन मीटर क्यूब। कैसे, देखो, जैसे 5 मीटर क्यूब है तो अब आपको इसको cc में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो फोकस ओनली ऑन मीटर, कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू सेंटीमीटर्स। तो 5 सेंटीमीटर में जब कन्वर्ट किया तो आई कैन राइट, इंस्टेड ऑफ मीटर आई कैन राइट 100 सेंटीमीटर, बिकॉज आई नो 1 मीटर इज 100 सेंटीमीटर्स। नाउ दिस इज लाइक 10⁻² सेंटीमीटर्स। नाउ दिस क्यूब, अगर आप क्यूब कर देते हो इसका, तो दिस बिकम्स 10⁻6 cc। सेंटीमीटर का क्यूब इज सेंटीमीटर क्यूब, cc या क्यूबिक सेंटीमीटर, वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू कॉल इट। सो 5 मीटर क्यूब और 5 into 10⁻6 cc is the same thing, right? Now you can observe here that the unit has become small. You are going from meter cube to centimeter cube. तो इसमें मैग्नीट्यूड बड़ा हो गया है। It was 5, now it is 5 into 10⁻6 when you are going from meter cube to centimeter cube. Opposite होगा जब आप cc से मीटर क्यूब में जाओगे। So if you are converting cc into meter cube, in the centimeter you are writing, instead of centimeter you can write 10⁻² meters or 1/100 meters. Now you cube it, it becomes 10⁻6 meter cube. So this is the relation you have to see. Whenever you are converting something to some other unit, focus only on the units. Magnitude will be taken care of. ठीक है, जो भी नंबर्स आ रहे हैं उसको, जो भी नंबर्स आते जा रहे हैं उसको आप मैग्नीट्यूड के साथ एडजस्ट करते जाओ एंड कीप चेंजिंग द यूनिट्स अकॉर्डिंगली। ठीक है, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। कुछ चीज़ें हमको पता होनी चाहिए, जैसे व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ दीज सिम्बल्स। कैसे सिम्बल्स लाइक मेगा, गीगा, टेरा, किलो, हेक्टो इज 100, डेका इज 10, डेसी इज 1/10, सेंटी इज 1/100, मिली इज 10⁻³ माइक्रो 10⁻6, नैनो 10⁻9, पीको 10⁻12। एक और होता है 10⁻10 विच इज कॉल्ड एज एंगस्ट्रॉम। 10⁻10 मीटर्स इज एंगस्ट्रॉम। तो लेंथ में हम देखेंगे उसको। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट टाइम। नाउ टाइम मीन्स 1 ईयर, डेज में हो सकता है, आवर्स में हो सकता है, सेकेंड्स में हो सकता है, राइट। आवर्स से नीचे इट कैन बी इन मिनट्स एंड इट कैन बी सेकेंड्स। तो ये सब चीज़ें एक ही लिखी हुई, जैसे आइदर यू से 1 ईयर, या फिर आप 365 डेज बोलो, या इतने आवर्स बोलो या इतने सेकेंड्स बोलो, दीज ऑल आर द सेम थिंग. इफ़ यू से 1 आवर 60 मिनट्स, ये सबको पता ही है. बट कन्वर्ट क्या करना है हमको? बेसिकली एसआई यूनिट होता है सेकेंड्स, राइट? सेकेंड इज एसआई यूनिट. नाउ यू कैन कन्वर्ट इनटू मिली सेकेंड डिवाइडेड बाय 1000. Again you divide by 1000, it will go into microsecond. Again you divide by 1000, nanosecond and picoseconds. Like seconds you can convert into minute, you divide by 60, right? If to convert minute into hour, you divide by 60 again, right? One day has 24 hours, so to convert hour into day, you divide by 24, right? You have to convert days into week, divide by 7, because these are the adjustment that we do. So this is the time unit conversion. इस पर डायरेक्ट नहीं आता है. दिस इज इन्वॉल्व इन सम क्वेश्चंस. जैसे समटाइम द आंसर इज आस्क्ड इन मिली सेकेंड्स, राइट? सो यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट द सेकेंड इनटू मिली सेकेंड. तो जैसे सेकेंड को आप मिली सेकेंड में कन्वर्ट करो, ऑब्वियसली ये चीज़ समझनी है कि जब सेकेंड्स मिली सेकेंड में जाएगा तो मैग्नीट्यूड बढ़ जाना चाहिए. इफ आई एम सेइंग 1 सेकेंड एंड हैव टू कन्वर्ट इनटू मिली सेकेंड, इट विल बी 1000 मिली सेकेंड्स, राइट? मैग्नीट्यूड विल इंक्रीज. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट लेंथ. अब लेंथ में first of all, very simple is converting kilometer to meter, you multiply with 1000. Meter to centimeter, you multiply with 100. Centimeter to millimeter, you multiply with 10. Going back, millimeter to centimeter, you divide by 10. Centimeter to meter, this is correct. Now there are other units that we have to take care of, like Fermi. This is 10 to power minus 15. This is important. Angstrom is very frequently used in mineralogy and crystallography questions because the length of the unit cell are mostly in angstroms, right? Nanometers. Micron is 10 to power minus 6. Micron is same as micrometer, okay? It is 10 to power minus 6. Millimeter is 10 to power minus 3. Centimeter is 10 to power minus 2. Now in geology, the bigger units are also important. Like you should know one astronomical unit. It is 1.496 into 10 to power 11 meters, okay? Kilometer is 1000 meters. Light year, the distance traveled by light in 1 year is called as 1 light year. So it's a unit of distance. 9.46 into 10 to power 15 meters. Parsec is 3.08 into power 16. So ये units actually ये वाला तो याद ही रखो. This one is important because this can be asked in direct, like directly NAT पे सीधा पूछ सकता है आपसे. Okay. Well, questions like this will require these kind of conversions because you see here this is giving you a distance of mid-oceanic ridge in 50 kilometers. So this is kilometers and this is in million years. But you see the answer is asked in centimeters per year. So you have to convert, right? You cannot give answer in kilometers per year, right? You have to convert kilometers into centimeters. So first you have to multiply with 1000, then it will convert into meters, then you multiply with 100, then it will convert into kilometers. So if I have to solve this, I have to write 50 kilometer. Now you see, I have to convert this into centimeters, right? So I'll not bother about the magnitude. I'll just bother about the unit. 50 is there. Instead of kilometer, I have to write 1000 meters, right? 50 into 1000 meters. Now I go again 50,000 in meters. I can write, instead of this, I can write 100 centimeters. So this becomes 4, 5, 6. So this becomes 5 into 10 to power 6 centimeters. This is conversion. This conversion should be correct to solve this question, right? Now it is asking you the velocity. So obviously divided by 1 million here. Now million, you should know that million is 10 to the power 6, right? So when you are calculating velocity, you will do 5 into 10 to power 6 divided by 10 to power 6 years, right? And this is in centimeters. So this get cancelled. You will 5 centimeters per year. This is the velocity. Now because here it is asking relative velocity, the relative velocity will be velocity of A with respect to B will be velocity of A minus velocity of B. Both are moving with the same velocity. So this 5 minus 5 because one is moving towards this side, other is moving towards this side. So this comes out to be 10 centimeters per second. So answer will be 10 centimeters per second per year. Sorry, 10 centimeters per year. But the point is you have to do these conversions correctly. Other questions where the length conversion is important is the question that deals with map and the ground. So something which is measuring, let's say 8 or 9 kilometers in ground will measure differently on the map, right? It will be in centimeters because map, of course, it is a smaller version of the ground. So there is a scale that is given in the map. So you should be very easy as to convert this ground unit into map units, or this kilometer units into centimeter units of the map. So there this length conversion will become very important. Okay. Similar to the length conversion is your mass conversion. Like there is kilograms. You start with kilograms. Now if you go to grams, then you will have to multiply with 1000, because you have to increase the size of the magnitude, right? Because you are decreasing the size of the unit. If you go further, you have to multiply with 100 milligrams. You have to go further, multiply by 10. So as you are going to smaller units, you will be multiplying with 110 depending upon what is the conversion. If you are going from a smaller unit to bigger unit, you will be dividing by these numbers. So keep that thing in mind. Whenever you are going to a smaller unit, magnitude should increase, right? So that the physical quantity remains the same, right? Now if you look at temperature, this is also a very good conversion, because there can be question that relates. This is very simple. Kelvin converting into degree Celsius. So this is a linear scale. If you want to convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, you just have to add 273 to it. So Kelvin is degree Celsius plus 273, or if you are converting Kelvin into degree Celsius, Kelvin minus 273 is degree Celsius. So for example, let's say I have a standard temperature and pressure. So I have 25 degrees Celsius. So 25 degrees Celsius in Kelvin will be 25 plus 273, which we all know is 298 Kelvin. Right? 298 Kelvin is a standard temperature. Also remember, degree is not used with Kelvin. You will never say degree Kelvin. It is degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit, but Kelvin is just a standalone unit. Doesn't need a degree associated with it. Okay. If you are converting Fahrenheit to Celsius, this is also means it's not a linear scale though. F is equal to 9 by 5. Either write it 1.8 or you write 9 by 5 degrees Celsius plus 32. Okay. So you put the value of degree Celsius here, and from here you can calculate what is the same temperature in Fahrenheit. So if you see, if I put 0 degrees Celsius here, I get freezing of water at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So you see, this is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, this is 0 degrees Celsius, and for 0 degrees Celsius the Kelvin scale will be 273. So these conversions can also be asked sometime, or it may be required in some questions. Okay. Now coming to force and pressure. This is very important. Force is measured in newtons in SI unit, right? And in CGS is centimeter gram second unit, where dyne is the word that is used. Newton is mass into acceleration, right? Newton is mass into acceleration. So SI unit, this is in kg, this is in acceleration is in meter per second square. But when we talk about CGS unit, dyne, this will be, mass will be in grams, and this will be in centimeter per second square. This thing is called dyne, and kg meter per second square is called Newton. Both are unit of force, but one is in SI unit, one is in CGS unit. Now if you multiply this with distance, it converts into work. So Newton into meter will be joule. So we'll see this further, but before that, pressure units. Pressure, most important unit that you are going to get is the SI unit of pressure, which is Pascal. Now Pascal is given by Newton per meter square. Now this is SI unit, right? Force per unit area, right? That is your Pascal. Now 1 Pascal can also be asked in bars. Just say if you look at this conversion in questions like this, where you see they are giving you entropy in joules per Kelvin, they are giving you volume in cc, and they are asking the slope of this PT space in bar per Kelvin. Now if you do with joules, now joules is what? Joules is Newton meter, right? This is Newton meter per Kelvin, and this is in centimeter cube, right? Centimeter cube. So you have to convert this first into meter cube, then you have to convert Newton per meter upon meter cube. So from there you will get pascals, right? Because if you convert all this in SI unit, the pressure that you are going to get will be in pascals, but they are asking this in bar. So you should know this. This is very important. where you should know that 1 bar is actually equal to 10 to power 5 pascals. This is, if you don't know this, you cannot solve this question because it will become very difficult then. Okay, so 1 bar is 10 to power 5 pascals. If you convert in millibar means, then it will be 10 to power 2 pascals. Millibar is a smaller unit. 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 into 10 to power 5 pascal. This is also very important. 1 atmosphere is 1.013 into 10 to power 5 pascals. Right? Keep this thing in mind. Instead of 10 to power 5 pascals, I can write 1 bar. So from here you can also see that 1 atmosphere is also equal to 1.013 bars. Because instead of 10 to power 5 pascal, I can just write 1 bar. So 1 atmosphere is 1.013 bar, almost equal. 1 atmosphere and 1.013 is almost equal to 1. So 1 bar and 1 atmosphere is almost same, but yeah, bar is a little high. Then 1 torr. 1 torr is pressure measured in terms of millimeter of Hg column. Right? 1 atmosphere pressure is 760 millimeter of Hg. Right? How much this mercury will rise if there is 1 atmospheric pressure? That is 760 millimeter. Now if you increase this pressure, this length will increase. If you decrease the pressure, this length will decrease. Okay, so 1 torr is almost equal to 133.32 pascals. This is not very oftenly used in the NATs that are coming in GATE examination. लेकिन फिर भी आपको पता होना चाहिए, so that if and when it is asked, you should be able to do this question. There can be questions like this where they are asking you, they are given the load in kilonewtons, right? And they are asking you answers in megapascals. So when you see this M written here, megapascals, it just means it is 10 to power 6 pascals. Okay, so have a very good understanding about what is M, what is G. G is giga, 10 to power 9, M is mega, 10 to power 6, right? This will help you in converting these units. And now you see here, it is, radius is given in 25 millimeters. So first, and this is in newtons. Now this will be a problem if you do not convert this into the same unit, because pascals is newton per meter square, right? So you have to convert this into newton and this into meters, then only you can get pascals, right? So that is important to keep that thing in mind. Okay. तो millimeter को आपको पहले meters में convert करना होगा. So if you see here, 25 millimeters. So I'll focus only on the unit. Right? Now milli, I know milli is 10 to power minus 3. So I can write 25 into 10 to power minus 3 meters. Now this is now, because I have increased the unit, I have gone from millimeter to meter, my magnitude will decrease. So my magnitude here is now decreased by 1000, by the factor of 1000. Right? But in this formula, we use diameter. So you have to convert into diameter. Then point load index you can calculate, force upon diameter squared. But that is, okay, that is, you have to know the formula. But do not get trapped in convert, or do not get the question wrong just because you are not able to correct the, apply the correct unit conversion. So don't falter there. Now, if you look at energy and power, just say force is in Newton, you multiply it with meter. Force into distance is work, right? Newton meter is taken as joule, right? And dyne centimeter is taken as erg. So erg is also a unit of work or energy. Joule is also a unit of work or energy, right? SI unit, joule is the SI unit. Okay. Also there is one unit called calorie. Now there are two types of calorie. One with a small c. A small c calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. Right, but capital C calorie is just 1000 of small calories. So kilocal, this is small c. This is very important. See, one capital C calorie is equal to 1000 small calories, and this 1000 small calorie, 1000 की जगह you can write kilo. So this is just equal to 1 kilo small calorie. So keep this thing in mind. There are two calories that are used depending upon what is the initials. If it is capital calorie, it is 1000 small calories. So 4.84 kilojoules will be equal to 1 capital calorie. Right? 1 kilojoule is 1000 joule. Kilo is just, kilo is normally 1000. Kilo, जहाँ भी 1000 लिखा है, you can write kilo. Right? जैसे if it is kilowatts, right? If it is kilowatts, that means it is 1000 watts. You can write 10 to power 3 watts. Megawatts is 10 to power 6. Gigawatt is 10 to power 9. So energy per unit time is called as watt. So watt ki SI unit will be joules per second. Whatever is the energy per unit time, that is your watt. Okay. So questions like this where they are giving you heat flux in milliwatts. So this is milliwatts. Okay. And surface conductivity is given, they are asking you the geothermal gradient. So this type question or questions like this which belongs to thermodynamics or geochemistry part, where it is giving you in kilocalories. So because you are using this kilocalories, and you are using the delta G formula minus RT ln K, right? We know that formula for delta G naught is minus RT ln K if it is in equilibrium. So R here, you cannot use R as 8.314, right? Because that is in joules per Kelvin per mole, right? R here, if you are using delta G, you are putting delta G in calories, kilocalories, then R should also be in calories, which is 1.98 or almost equal to 2, right? So then it is calorie per joule per Kelvin per mole, right? So 1.98, remember that. Right? Because calorie is a bigger unit, right, than joule, so it will be 1.9. It's just that 4.8314 is divided by 4.18. 8.314 divided by 4.184, you will get 1.98. So make sure you convert, right? Take the right units. Mole concept. Mole concept is very important. You see, mole is the measure of number, right? Jैसे if there are one Avogadro of number of molecules or particles, that is equal to 1 mole. So if you have to convert particles into mole, you have to divide by Avogadro number. This 6.023 into 10 to the power 23, this is the conversion factor. If you are going from, let's say, particles to moles, if you are going from particles to mole, you have to divide particles with Avogadro number, so you will get the number of moles. Okay. If you are going from molecular mass towards mole, then you have to divide this whole mass by molecular mass. So just say if I have 32 gram of oxygen, right, 32 gram of O2 gas, let's say I have 32 gram of O2 gas and I want to calculate how many moles of O2 gas I have, right? Then molecular mass of O2 gas is 32, so my moles will be equal to weight, which is 32, divided by molar mass, which is also 32, so this comes out to be 1 mole. So 32 gram of oxygen gas is equal to 1 mole of oxygen gas. Okay, so when you are going from mass towards mole, you have to divide by the molar mass. You have to divide mass by the molar mass. If you have to going from mole towards the total mass, then you have to multiply by molar mass, right? And if you're talking about standard gas, converting into moles into liters, so 1 mole, remember, 1 mole of ideal gas, 1 mole of ideal gas is 22.4 liters. The volume of 1 mole of ideal gas at a standard temperature and pressure is 22.4 liters. So you are going from mole to liters, then you have to multiply by 22.4. Let's say you have 2 moles, how many liters? 2 into 22.4. If you are going from, let's say you have 100 liters of ideal gas, how many moles it will be? 100 upon 22.4, because 1 mole is 22.4. So like this. Now you can get questions which because from few years they have been asking questions on mole percentages. So if you have question on mole percentage like this one, you have to have some idea about what how to convert moles into grams and moles into mass, right? So that is important. So questions like this are increasing every year, so please make sure that you have the right conversion factor with you. Okay, then you have electromagnetism. In this there are what we measure is magnetic induction, which is represent, symbol is B. It is measured in Tesla. Tesla is SI unit. Gauss is the CGS unit, right? So remember, 1 Tesla is equal to 10 to power 4 Gauss, right? This one is important here. Magnetic field given by H is amperes per meter. In CGS it is called as oersted. So 1 ampere per meter is equal to this much oersted, 4 pi upon 10 to power 3. Keep this thing in mind. Remember, susceptibility is dimensionless, right? Magnetic moment is ampere meter square. Not very important because not a lot of questions have been coming from this part. Magnetization amperes per meter, again same as magnetic field, right? Here you see in electricity, because electric methods are used in geophysical surveys. In electrical method we use resistivity method. Resistivity is dependent on the resistance of the material. So resistivity is given by R into A by L. Now R here is the resistance, A is the area of cross section. Now remember, this cross section is the area perpendicular to the flow of the current. If the current is flowing in this direction, then this cross section we are taking. Okay, then this A actually means this. So it is the cross section through which the current is flowing. Okay, so make sure you know which area to take, right? So in the direction of current, what is the area that the current is passing through, right? Perpendicular to which area, that is your area of cross section. And then this is your length of the material along which the current is flowing, right? So in that case, rho is the resistivity, which is given by RA by L. Okay. So resistance SI unit is ohm. Okay. So what will be the SI unit of resistivity? This is resistance is ohm, area is meter square divided by M. So this is ohm meter. So this is the symbol of ohm, ohm meter. So this is the unit, SI unit of resistivity, and ohm is this, of course, resistance. So keep this thing in mind. Current is given by A, ampere, voltage is V, ohm is resistance. It can be kilo ohm, it can be milli ohm, so that conversion we should know. Now this is important, radioactivity. In radioactivity, two terms, because you see there is let's say a radioactive atom, it will decay with time, right? Now that decay can be given by becquerel. What is becquerel? 1 disintegration per second. So one atom getting disintegrated into its daughter, one parent is disintegrating into its daughter, that is your disintegration per second. 1 disintegration per second is called as 1 becquerel. Curie on the other hand is a bigger unit. Curie is equal to 3.7 into 10 to power 10 disintegrations per second. So I can simply write 1 Curie is equal to 3.7 into 10 to power 10 disintegrations per second. I can just write BQ here, right? Becquerel. So 1 Curie is equal to 3.7 into 10 to power 10 becquerel. This is not very important with respect to GATE exam, but you should know this because there has been question on radioactivities, right? Then there are various types of decay: alpha decay, beta decay, gamma decay, positron emission, electron capture. In all of these, there is some change in the mass and atomic number. Just say if you go for alpha decay, atomic mass decreases by 4 and atomic number decreases by 2, because what goes out is a helium atom, right? Helium nucleus, 2He4. So atomic mass will be decreased by 4 and atomic number will be decreased by 2. Similarly, in a beta decay, there is no change in atomic mass, but because it is a electron emission, right? Then atomic number increases by 1, right? Because of neutron converts into proton and proton and electron. So the electron goes out, but because atomic number is number of proton, that increases by 1, right? Gamma decay, there is no change in atomic mass or atomic number. Positron is opposite of beta decay. Here atomic number decreases by 1. In beta decay, atomic number increases by 1. Here atomic number decreases by 1. Same happens with electron capture. Okay, in electron capture, this atomic number decreases by 1. So this is very important because there has been questions like this in the GATE examination where they tell you that the mass number has reduced by 32 and atomic number has reduced by 10. So how many beta particles were emitted during this change? So you have to then calculate accordingly. Okay, because there are only two types of decay. They are saying there is only alpha and beta decay. Now you know from here that in beta decay there is no change in the atomic mass. That means all the change in the atomic mass is just because of the alpha decay. Now in alpha decay there is atomic number decreases by 4. So for change of 32 there should be 8 alpha decays, right? So that's how you have to go ahead and solve these problems. Okay, from here if you calculate, it will come out to be 6 beta decays that will be decreasing, that will be responsible for atomic number reducing by 10, right? Now important maths tools में very important is log, right? Because if you see, there has been questions which appear every year like this one, where they are giving you pH, let's say they are giving you pH equal to 6. Now if you know how to solve log, you can calculate the H plus concentration directly. So pH is defined as minus log H plus. Now if I say pH is 6, you should know that 6 is equal to minus log H plus. Now from here, if I have to calculate H plus concentration, I can directly write 10 to the power minus 6, because I know the properties of log, right? So remember these properties. Log of m into n, you can write it as log of m plus log of n, right? This base is b here. It can be any base. If it is simply written as log, that means the base is 10. If there is ln, that means the base is natural e. It is also called natural log. So log b m by n, it can be written as log m minus log n. Log b m to the power k. This k can come outside and this becomes k into log b to the power m. Log of 1 is always 0. And if you are taking the log of the number which is also the base, then it will be 1. Right? This is the graph of the log. Log of 1 is always 0. Whatever be the base doesn't matter. So all the graph of logs will pass from this point. Right? Log of 1 will be 0. This is a graph for y equal to log base ex. So if x is 1, then y will be 0. So in questions like this, where you have to write k of the reaction, and then in delta G you have to put k inside log, right? Log of k. So if you know the properties of log, these solution can be very easy for you. Okay, moving ahead. Finally, we have some geometry formulas like what is the perimeter of a square and rectangle, circumference, surface area of important figures like cube, cylinder, cone, sphere. Have a look at them before you go to the exam. Volume of cube, cylinder, cone, sphere. Cylinder mein, this is the surface, curved surface area. This is the base, two bases, right? Upper surface area, lower. So this is your total surface area, 2 pi rh plus 2 pi r square. Cylinder with both the lids. If you are only talking about the curved surface area, then it is just 2 pi rh. Right? Cone is pi r l. L is the slant height here. So whenever you have a cone like this L is the slant height. This is pi r l. So sphere is 4 pi r square. This is important because questions like this can come every now and then, where they say you there's a spherical body. Now if you have to calculate the reserve, you have to know the volume of the spherical body, right? So obviously you will be using this 4 by 3 pi. These are very trivial. You must be knowing all this, but it's good to keep revise it once so that you are very confident while solving the questions. Okay, so yeah, this will be it. All the best for the exams, and I see you in the next video.